Hello, everyone. Welcome to Nerdsmith Presents Hallow. I am your game master for the evening, Lane. My pronouns are they, she, and I am very, very excited to continue our mystical adventure through the town and history of Hallow. But first, I must introduce to you my players for this evening. Please introduce yourself, players.
Hi, I'm Benjamin Gray, he, him, and I play Blonsky Buckaloo, a 14-year-old kid who unfortunately just discovered the Barney Stinson School of Toxic Masculinity. I am on the podcast Roleplay Retcon, where we remake famously disappointing movies, and I am committed this week to nailing down a character voice.
Hi, I'm Kyle, he, him pronouns. I will be playing Carter Reagan, the slacker skater kid, also he, him pronouns. You can find me lurking around Nerdsmith, posting pretty bread pictures.
Hello, I'm Maury, pronoun she, they, and still Australian. And I am playing Ashley, she, her, the quote-unquote mythic bitch of Hallow. I'm sure I will also eventually find an accent. Sometimes it's hard.
Totally fair. Before we begin, I do need to shout out a couple of our amazing sponsors. First off, World ANVIL, your home for fully customizable world building and campaign tools. We love World ANVIL here. We've done some amazing work with them. You can find our homebrew world of Veil on there. I have also personally used World ANVIL for many other projects. We love them dearly. Please support them. We are also sponsored by Die Hard Dice for all of your dice and dice accessories and Dice Dragon tendencies. We could go on and on about how much we love Die Hard Dice, but I'll let them speak for themselves with their shiny click-clack math rocks and their shiny, beautiful new website that they just posted. And finally, we are affiliates here of Hero Forge, aka the internet's home for custom miniatures. And everything I said about Die Hard Dice and World Anvil is also true of Hero Forge. We love Hero Forge. We all spend way too much time on it, and we love them dearly. They also just launched some amazing features that I could also go on and on about, but please give them a look-see if you are interested in anything of that nature. And those are our sponsors. We love them. With the business out of the way, do a quick recap of our last session. So we met, well, 3 of our misfit teenagers of the town of Hallow, Washington. We also met the town of Hallow, Washington, a small little town in the valley. Not quite so small, but smaller than some of the other cities that are a bit more famous in this area. We got to know these kids a little bit, how they know each other, how they interact with the world around them, and also particularly how they know one particular person, a young woman by the name of Oleanna, who sort of seemed to know or be known by everybody in this group. Just like everybody in this group kind of knows each other in some way, some better than others. And, well, things were not quite as they appeared, as everyone at the end of the school day ultimately made their way to the multiplex, as it's called. They eventually discovered a commotion downstairs and drew themselves towards whatever was happening, but ultimately realized that whoever had caused this commotion had left. And what they found outside was not really what any of them could have expected, as you all discovered a strange, almost human figure having some sort of tussle with someone else, as you all heard this terrible scream, not human at all, and realized that it was coming out of your friend, acquaintance, Oleanna, who ultimately revealed herself to also be not human. She looked mostly like herself, but with a couple very distinct features. And after drawing this other person away, she pulled you all in, gave you a little bit of information about what, well, gave you an inkling of what is going on around you, and told you you needed to go find your other friend. And so you all headed off with her in her vehicle to try and find your friend Largo, who she implied might know a bit more about what's going on, more than he should, and you already are all a little shocked by what you've witnessed. Some of you perhaps realizing, okay, what the fuck? Are there more of these people? What's going on? And so that is where we will begin. You all have sort of not quite crammed yourselves, but settled yourselves into Oleanna's car, which those of you who know her well enough know that you've never really actually seen her drive a vehicle. She kind of just walks around or rides around on a skateboard or any other sort of thing with wheels that she can find for herself. But she seems to be doing just fine. But then again, she did imply that she's over 100 years old. So that might have something to do with it.
She looks real good for a centurion.
Yeah, she looks real good. She still doesn't look that much older than any of you.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
does-
You only look like you're, like 100.
Very funny.
That's called negging. I learned it from the internet.
Ashley, you, from where you're sitting in the front seat, see Oleanna very visibly sort of just roll her eyes. But when she does, they sort of flash this weird little green color, which you do remember when she was in what you assume to be her true form, question mark? Her eyes were completely green. She had no pupils whatsoever, and there was more of this sort of green light coming out of her, and you see a little flash of that as she just sort of rolls her eyes, but sort of keeps driving. And you, particularly since you're in the front seat, you guys have been here, you haven't been in the car that long. She definitely seems frustrated, and you're not driving in circles, but she's clearly struggling to figure out where exactly she's going. Can't be
Make a left.
fucking fine.
Hey, did you
What?
did you kill a guy back there?
And what if I did? As she turns left.
Cool. Just, it's cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're all probably
I
we're
didn't-
fine with that, really.
I was
Save the
kidding.
accusatory questions until we're out of the car, maybe?
Yeah, cool. Cool.
I mean, we're already following her to a second location, so
Is the second location? I don't recognize this part of town at all.
Been driving for 2 minutes.
Well,
Do you not? This town is not that big. I can't be done.
so do I recognize this part of town?
You
Am I wrong?
recognize it enough to kind of get the gist of where you are. You haven't really gotten that far from where the multiplex is. You're approaching another residential area. It's not any of the ones that you three live in.
Oh, okay. See, that's-
But you're kind of turning out of the weird corner of town where the multiplex kind of cropped up, because it basically borders one of the forested edges of town, because it's just naturally such a big building that they needed all of the space to put it and its parking lot that's as big as the building, that mostly just is full of teenagers bumming around and doing nothing on a school day if they're not inside the building. Though, Ashley, you do have a sense of where you are going, as you have on multiple occasions needed to, unfortunately, meet Largo at or near his home in order to exchange the homework that he does for you. Not that anybody in this group knows about that, but you have a sense of where you're going, hence, again, why you gave directions to the person who has lived here technically longer than you. You're not entirely sure. She never said that she lived here that whole time, but she's still giving you, like, weird looks.
Look, I know where people live. It's not that weird.
Said it was weird.
I'm making the that's weird face.
How do you know?
Yeah, I'm starting to think we don't know.
It's my job to know what people's faces say.
It's your job? Like you're paid for
You
it?
don't have a job.
I'm sensing a lot of hostility right now, and I don't think it's entirely warranted. I'm just trying to offer help, and I'm getting... Attack's the wrong word, but it's like that kind of thing. I'm just... I appreciate it.
Because the word you're looking for is sass.
I was thinking snark.
Snark is good too. Yeah.
Okay, fine. You're both good spellers. Just chill out.
I resemble that remark.
Take
So are
a
we-
very deep
we-
breath as you're all sort of
The pensioners
talking
keep-
amongst
yeah.
each other.
So are we there yet? The place you're going to take us to, I don't know, like murder us or whatever?
I'm not going to.
Sounds like something
If
a
I
murderer
wanted to
would
kill
say.
you, I could have done it back there.
Sure.
Do it now.
I wouldn't do it in my car.
I know Aikido, so I don't know if you could.
Who's sitting in shotgun? Just question.
Ashley.
Ashley called it.
She called it at the end of the last session.
I couldn't remember who called it. I just remember that I remember something going down. I just couldn't remember who.
I like that you did cave and like honored the immutable rules of shotgun.
Ashley called crossbow.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's the rules.
Ashley called the
Wow.
Queen's throne.
Ash.
Uh.
Ash. Like taps Ashley on the shoulder. Like Ash.
What?
Like see if you can open the glove compartment to see if this vehicle is registered in her name.
Hey Carter, I'm pretty sure she can hear you.
Why would
We're
I-
all in a car
Why would I
together.
do that?
Listen, subterfuge is not my strong suit.
No, there are other things you are good at. But being quiet in a moving vehicle is not one of them.
What does that mean? The other things we're good at.
Patient of migraines. So why
don't-
wouldn't it be registered under her name? It's 2002.
I don't know. I'm just kind of curious. Like, Oleanna, what's your last name?
Do you want my real one or my fake one?
Would Carter know that a true name,
Mm-hmm.
like, would Carter actually know the thing about true names, about fairy true names?
Let's have you roll for it.
Alright.
I would like you to roll me a brains check to see if you know this information.
Cool. Yeah.
This is going to be a difficulty of... We're going to say this is a difficulty of 14.
7.
All right, you do not know that information, But Kyle, you gain 1 adversity point. Adversity token that you may mark on your character sheet for failing that roll.
Thank you.
Which you may use later, if you would like.
And you can save them up for like a pizza party.
Yeah, you don't know that.
I don't know.
How do you answer the question?
I don't even think I know your fake one.
She just sort of reaches over while still she stops at a stoplight, reaches over, flicks the glove box open. If you want to look, it's in there. Does anybody see what's in?
Just gonna reach in and pull it out and filter through things.
You find a bunch of random stuff. There's some pages of what appear to be like scribbles of words and other things that are like a weird collection of dots that have like letters underneath them. You don't really know what that is. There's like a bunch of random receipts. There's a bunch of other stuff in here too. Like there's like a flashlight. There's like an old pack of gum. There's a bunch of like random empty Ziploc bags. But you do find amongst the paper what appears to be the registration of this vehicle. And the name on it is Oleanna de Anglix. And that appears to be a name, whether it's what she meant by real name or fake name. You've only ever known her by her first name.
Why do you have a parking ticket from '87?
I forgot about that. It's fine.
Yeah, I think you got away with it.
I rarely drive this car. It's fine. You don't want to know. It's not important.
What year is this car?
2002, I already said.
Yeah.
Yeah, the car's from '02.
So you transferred
the shit in the car is.
ticket from
I
1980.
didn't mean to. It got stuck on something else.
Okay, all right. Well, look, if the parking ticket has sentimental value, it's okay. You can like tell us. It's okay.
Like, was
We're
he
your
cute?
friends.
Was he cute?
Nothing to do.
You are assuming a lot, Carter.
I mean, I've seen a lot of the traffic cops in this town. They're guys. So, like, which one was it? Was he cute?
10 bucks says it was Peterson.
Ooh, good choice. Yes.
Hey, is Peterson like 400 years old?
Are you just gonna sit here and debate who's mortal or not?
Why would we not? You understand you've given us very little information on yourself, right?
I did that on purpose.
Yes, so this is our only avenue, Oleanna de Bergerac.
Weren't supposed to see any of that. That was the point.
I have a very important question about this that I feel like I really need answered, like, immediately. Were there any of you in, like, my family tree? I just understand that generational wealth is a thing. It doesn't just come out of nowhere, so I'm just kind of wondering if that's, like, a thing.
I don't know every single one of the fair folk that lives in town. It's a possibility, but I don't
know. My apologies. That was an oversight on my behalf. And it was wrong to assume.
You know what? It wasn't your fault, because how would we know? They're apparently magic.
I'm just going to assume everyone's immortal until proven otherwise.
Aren't, like, fairies, like... Don't they love gold or something? They have, like, pots of gold, right? Why are you poor?
That's leprechauns. Don't be racist.
Is that leprechauns? Aren't leprechauns fairies?
Once. She's right. Not your perception of fairy folk has been diluted over time.
Like skim milk.
That's
You got me thinking about Lucky Charms now.
Leprechauns are the skim milk of the fairy world. You can quote that.
She just sort of keeps chuckling to herself for a moment as she drives, turns another corner.
Wait, are unicorns real?
Those are in the Bible. Those are real.
I don't know how to answer any of that. I didn't sign up for this.
I got an easy question for you. Was that or was that not a package of fruit stripe gum? Because if it is, you have to tell me. You're legally obligated.
That's true. That's also in the Bible.
No, it's not. But yes, it was fruit stripe gum.
May I have a piece?
Oh, Carter, you're just gonna be disappointed.
And she just reaches over and flicks it into the bag.
Bam!
Share.
No, come on, let us roll to see who catches it.
If you would like to roll a... what'll this be? We're gonna say... Ooh.
Could it be fight?
Would you like to propose something?
Yeah, could it be fight? I know we're not like literally fist fighting, but we are sort of battling.
If you would like to roll a contested fight check to see who catches the gum.
I don't know why I made this. Is literally my lowest stat, so I don't know why I.
It'll be funny. That's why, Ben.
That is why. I'm going to propose failures for low stakes things, like 15 seconds of fruity gum. I get 2 + 1, I think, for being a teen, so I got 3.
Also got 3.
Oh my god.
Oh. You both just barely at the exact same moment go for it, and you are sitting in the back of this car fighting over a piece of gum that rips in half. And you are both left with half a piece of fruit stripe gum.
You won't even taste half a piece of fruit stripe gum. It will just be gone the moment it touches your tongue.
It's like the suggestion of fruit.
Yeah.
Right? It's like somebody yells the name of a fruit down the hallway.
It's the LaCroix of gum.
Which I don't think had happened yet.
No, it had not. There are other flavored waters, but they actually taste like things.
Yeah.
None of you have some.
In 2005.
Yeah.
Fruitopia was just like snow cone syrup in a bottle, though.
Yep. Things actually taste like stuff. It's great, except half a piece of fruit stripe gum, which you are now both left with. Whether or not you choose to put it in your mouth is up to you. But Oleanna continues driving.
Okay.
And lets you squabble over the gum.
I could riff on this for like 15 more minutes, but I think I'm gonna let it go.
Thank you for making that decision for me, because I was ready.
I watched Kyle's face get ready to go, and that's okay. We will skim over the rest of your drive as you are... Actually, you know you're in the right neighborhood. You're not quite to where you're pretty sure Largo's house is from the few times that you've had to meet him outside of it, but you're in the right neighborhood generally. And the car turns a corner and stops very abruptly. And you all sort of lurch back a little bit. Fuck. And Oleanna's sort of squinting past the end of the block. Fucking again.
Is it Peterson?
Are we about to get murdered?
No, it's not Peterson. And no, you're not about to get murdered. We just have a minor problem. And if you all look ahead, Ashley, you're going to see this the best because you are in the front seat. But you do see a couple of figures up the block ahead on the corner, which you would assume to be the corner you need to turn down, that there's this little gathering of people. Oleanna, you can't really make out who they are from this distance. They look to be maybe adults, maybe like college age. You're not really sure. You can't tell from this distance. They're sort of all varying heights and whatnot, but Oleanna's just sort of looking past with whatever crazy vision fairy power she possesses. You don't really know.
This seems extremely normal.
Nothing in Hallow Rock is normal. You just think it is because you've been led to believe it is.
Like the Matrix.
Not everything relates back to the Matrix.
Are you sure? Because it keeps coming back up a lot.
He has a point.
Because you keep bringing it up.
If the parallel's there.
Oleanna, is that block party gonna try and murder us?
They're not gonna try and murder us. They're just gonna cause problems. For me, in a vehicle of teenagers.
So,
Remember how I threw somebody back into the woods with my voice?
Yeah, you killed a guy.
I didn't kill Leah. I just threw her out of the way so she wasn't gonna cause problems.
It's true, we can't legally prove anything yet.
Maybe.
I have kind of a reputation for not wanting that to happen. And if these are who I think they are, they're not particularly gonna be a fan of me.
So who do you think they are? You know, we could maybe help you if you stop talking in riddles. They don't have a name? Don't have like a bad guy and their name? Who's the bad guy for fairies? Is it like Bigfoot?
Bigfoot, you all made Bigfoot up. He's not real.
Okay, I think
it.
I also kind of thought until 30 minutes ago that we made
there
up
are
fairies.
plenty of other scary big monsters out in the world, Carter.
Like the Jersey
Trust
Devil?
me.
Ooh.
That one I can't confirm.
Mothman?
Again, I can't confirm that.
Oh, you don't know anything.
I know a lot. I just know it's mostly about, and she sort of just points here.
The fifth is being bleeded.
So should we get out of the car? Like
No.
We're
She
just-
backs up a little bit, turns around a corner the other direction, stops, and parks. Ashley, you see her just sort of lean her head against the steering wheel for a second.
Ashley's kind of like very hesitantly, like almost like contemplating dipping hand in acid level, like face kind of confusion, and will like very gently just like pat on like the shoulder.
You're touching her on the shoulder. So she very briefly for a moment when you touch her flinches a little bit, a little instinctively. You recall back for a moment the fact that in her true form, not only did it appear that she was like scarred in some way, you weren't close enough to tell how, but there was also the fact that she clearly only had what appeared to be half of her wings. So perhaps touching her without her knowing it might not have been the smartest idea. But she doesn't full on freak out. She just sort of flinches a little bit. Oh. Okay. And she shifts around to face the other two of you who are in the back of her car. Okay. Here's the deal. You have two choices. One, we go and find your friend. And you help me stop something very, very, very bad for everybody happening.
All right. I'm liking option 1 so far.
Option 2. You can forget any of this happened.
Like the blue pill.
Not
From
a
the Matrix.
word, Blomsky.
You
I
know
can't
what?
do it, but I can
I
find
don't-
somebody who can.
No.
All right. All right.
I don't want to forget.
Seems the tiebreaker's up to you. And she turns to Ashley.
Oh no, I want to go. Yeah, I want to go.
Yeah, it's Keanu Reeves' this shit.
Who? Who is that? Is that the guy from Bill and Ted?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
Neo?
I almost don't want to tell him.
I
Oh,
already did. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we already did. Sorry.
Neo?
Damn it.
Neo?
Neo. As in,
Oh, from the Matrix. All right, cards on the table. I've never actually seen the movie.
Oh, God.
I'm only 14. I've not seen the movie.
Oh,
My parents aren't going to watch that.
God.
Oh. Okay. All right.
Is Keanu Reeves the guy from Bill and Ted? Is he in the Matrix? That's so weird.
He's literally the main character.
Well, I mean, I believe you. Just never seen it.
Oh my God.
I just
Oh
know
my God.
I know the plot.
Carter's like rubbing his eyes through the lenses.
Uh-huh.
I don't know why this is that weird. There's tons of movies you guys haven't seen.
Probably more movies that I haven't seen than I have. That's true.
Yeah. But it's such a fucking big deal out of it.
I want to
Keeps coming up.
cry,
I mean, it just keeps
but
coming
I'm
up.
too confused to.
So,
Oh my god.
so we need to dive. I'm sorry. We need to pause here. We need to dive deeper into this. How do you know so much about the movie if you haven't seen it?
There's this new website. It's called Wikipedia. People like put just like the plot of movies on that thing, and you can just read them. Yeah, saves a lot of time,
Like,
especially if they're like scary movies. Not that I like scary movies, obviously, but my parents won't let me watch them.
so like if I went to this Wikipedia, I could like find out what happens. Will it, like explain the end of like 2001 because I don't know what was going on.
No,
The
you're
inter-
fine. I didn't understand
Year
it
of the
either.
movie.
Like the year?
Like the Space Odyssey.
Yeah.
Like
That sounds like nerd
Oh, I
shit.
love that movie.
Didn't what?
Well, are we still waiting for the teenagers to get out of the way?
the teenagers.
I need to find an alternate route to your friend's house. We are running. Sort of looks over at the radio and super old cassette player in her car and just looks at the clock. 10 minutes on. We are running out of time
Okay.
for today.
What
Okay.
do you?
I'm
what do you
not
mean?
your children, and it's a school night.
Okay. We don't have like I don't have like a curfew or anything.
Yeah, I'm usually out pretty late blading. Like Daisy and me usually will wrap up about 20-ish minutes before sunset.
And I'm pretty sure my parents are cruising towards a divorce, so I can pretty much get away with anything right now. Ashley?
Oh, okay, okay, come on.
No one's gonna ask questions.
Yeah. Yeah.
What has
Convenient.
the fucking world come to do?
I mean, apparently, if we don't start moving, the end.
Oh, it's not the end of the world. It's just going to be the end of yours.
What's the difference?
Yeah, that seems like petty semantics.
Like our world
Dark.
is in the world, so
I mean, I will explain this in 10 minutes. And she...
But I thought 10 minutes was the bad time. Go ahead.
She
Go ahead.
starts the car
Yeah,
and drives off.
I've never met anyone that's this exasperated by us. And I'm like, I'm a lot sometimes.
All are in the car for exactly about, you said, about 10-15 minutes. And she has pulled sort of off to you realize you're not actually in the same neighborhood that you were. You've only been moving for about 10-15 minutes, but you were in a completely different part of town. And her car pulls up kind of, you think it's up to like an apartment building, but she turns around past, like down an alley and stops. Come on. Out.
I get out.
And you follow her.
Wait, is this Largo's place?
No.
Okay, all right.
Carter, you would know from the things you've heard about Oleanna because she used to be part of, at some point, you guessed, the friend group that you hang out with. Oleanna apparently lives near this one building, but nobody's ever actually been to her house. She just talks about living there. And you realize the trueness of that statement when she pulls you around past this building, down another alley, around a corner, and you all sort of feel this weird sensation of, like, it almost feels for a moment like you are walking through, like, Jell-O, if that was possible. It's this thick layer of something it's imperceptible, but the feeling is just you're pulling through something that is simultaneously easy to move through, but also impossible to move through. Oleanna has no trouble at all. But you, the three of you, manage to push your way through. And when it clears, you see, as if coming out of the nature itself, this beautiful building, house. It seems to almost be carved out of some sort of stone that has like moss and ivy and all of this stuff growing off of it. It looks very old, but very well cared for. And it almost blends sort of seamlessly into the trees. And you realize you are not in the same place that you were. It's quieter. You can hear the faint sound of water. Like a river or a creek or something, maybe. And you have completely moved to some other space.
What does the air smell like?
I was gonna say the same thing.
The air smells cleaner, brighter. There is this strong sense of pine and a little brisker, a little lighter. And Oleanna sort of turns around a corner and you realize that you are at a higher vantage point. You're not on one of the hills. You might be like on the side of it or like somewhere, but you can see parts of the city when you turn around behind you to get a better sort of whiff of the air of where you are. You can see Hallow Rock as it's just starting to darken and the lights are sort of starting to come up. It's not really dark yet, but it's that sort of low dusk sort of time when the sky is just starting to change from blue to different colors, and people's lights are coming on, and from this distance you can see how, at the same time, how big but also how small, how spread out, but how also so much is happening in this small space that's captured within this valley. Come on, you're gonna be safe here.
Feels safe here.
Steps. It's not really a door, it's more just she sort of brushes her hand past like a long trail of ivy past this sort of open space. Again, if I wanted to kill you, I could have done it earlier. I just don't trust anything in the city. Not anymore.
I'm gonna need a minute. This is more beautiful than I thought it would be.
I wonder why we decided to settle here.
Okay, yeah, I've stared enough. Let's go.
As each of you step in past Oleanna inside, despite how almost fantastical the outside seems to look, the inside is this strange mishmash of so much. It is still this almost mystical, fairy-like elegance to it, but there are modern affectations from almost any era you could imagine. You see musical instruments of every type. There's a sort of a running row of different guitars that all seem to be from different points. Several of them have signatures on them. There's an entire row you can just barely pass of what might be a library. It's just books upon books upon books. But this doesn't... It's a home, but it's unlike anything you've ever really seen before. And the other element you notice is just how high the ceilings are. If there is more than one space here, it is up much higher than any of you can fathom or see, but there are little sort of notches in the wall at up certain points. They might go farther in, they might go other places, but Oleanna just sort of makes her way inside and eventually just sort of flops down in one of the rooms on a big old chair, a big comfy looking, like well-loved, upholstered. The material on this chair is perhaps one of the most heinous patterns you have ever seen, but most of it has faded away. It might be from some time in like the 70s. It might have been paisley. It might have been something else. It is impossible to tell with how much time has eroded the print. You can just tell that whatever it was bad. But she's sitting in it,
No.
so...
Give it to me. I want it. Not
She
Blonsky.
just sort of waits for all of you, and as I would assume the three of you sort of converge, there are like chairs and couches in this room that she's in. It's the closest thing to, you suppose, a living room that she could have. Again, there are chairs and couches. There's some sort of big fur rug on the ground. And there's like knickknacks and things everywhere through this entire place, but this room especially. And as you ultimately gather, you do see that Oleanna's appearance does sort of start to shift back into that true form of hers. Her hair gets longer and almost sort of, not quite stringier, but longer, and drapes, she sort of shakes her hair and it drapes over her pupilless green eyes. you actually see, now that she's sort of sitting and breathing and closer to you, that glow of her eyes also kind of seems to come out of her mouth when she talks. Her skin has gone that sort of ashen color. You see the scars across her shoulders. You all now can actually see that they sort of continue their way up her hands and her arms. All right.
It's a lot less startling the second time.
Yeah, once you're used to seeing something different than what you're used to, it gets easier.
Cool, though. Like, this is a cool place.
Thank you.
Do you come here a lot? I mean, I guess you live here, but do you
I live here.
I mean, but
Blonsky.
like, I
I've
don't
lived here
know.
for a long time.
I know you work like 3 jobs. Like, how much time do you actually get to spend here?
I work the jobs not for the money, to see people, to see all of you, to have the semblance of a life that I can have here. I spend plenty of time here, trust me.
See me? See, like, Bean? Like,
Yes,
really?
You. All of you.
I always got the impression that you, like, sorta didn't like me.
I don't dislike you, Blonsky.
Wow.
I have my qualms with certain things you've decided to do, but you're a good kid. You're a good person. No matter what you would like the world to believe.
Carter, like, punches Blonsky on the shoulder.
Is your hand okay?
But we're not here for me to wax on about my life. We're here because so it's so much. How am I supposed to? She sort of is mumbling to herself for a moment.
Tell us one thing. Like, tell us one thing. You've not even really done that. Like, why? Okay, why did we have to follow you? And why do you think we need to go find a 4th person that hasn't even seen you and doesn't know anything about you?
You had to come with me.
Okay.
Because I can't trust mortals to not spill their information around when they see something strange. Also, you're teenagers. You gossip with each other like nothing I've ever seen in my life before.
No.
I can't have you running
I'm incredible
around.
at keeping secrets.
And you're worried
all the time.
Yeah, actually, that's true. She is really good at keeping secrets. Okay.
At least important ones.
But sure, I mean, I get what you're saying. It's easy for us to say that we'd never tell anyone, but then, like, man, we got a big juicy secret, and one day we might just spill it. I get that. So, but, like, are you just scared of, like, E.T. style, the government comes and, like, does a bunch of experiments on you or something? Or what exactly are you scared of here?
In order to explain that, we're gonna have to go back.
Could go back. I could go for going back. Yeah.
Are we gonna, like, reminisce? Are we gonna, like, is there gonna be, like, a thing? Like, do we
I
get to,
wouldn't
like...
call it reminiscing.
You're about to get Professor
Not after
Waxed.
what I went through.
Oh.
We've been in your world longer than you've realized. I think I said that before. Fair folk have existed for far longer than mortals. And for a long time, that was fine. Thought of us as a lot of different things depending on the person, the people. But your world changed. You changed. And we followed you, trying to survive in whatever ways we could. Our world, the center of our world, has shifted just as yours has. And a group of us ended up here. The Northwest seemed safe, full of men trying to get what they wanted. It was comfortable, it was fine. We managed to build ourselves a life. City all for ourselves. One that maybe we could share. She sort of winces as if recalling some sort of painful memory.
I sense a butt coming.
They teach you about the fire in your schools. They don't tell you the real story. I won't make any roll this, but you all know about the Great Fire of Seattle. You learn it in your required Washington State history course that each of you has to take to get to high school. That in the early 1900s, there was a fire in the city of Seattle, in one of the biggest cities in Washington State. And the entire city burned down. Nobody really knows exactly why. It just sort of happened. There's different theories depending on which textbook you read. But it happened. And then they just built Seattle on top of that city. That's what you know.
Is this a real thing?
So I know, yes, this is a real thing.
Wowzers.
Uh-huh.
This is historian Lane.
Uh-huh. This is Lane as a historian.
Stop being in character about 30 seconds ago.
Mm-hmm.
They just merged.
They don't tell you what really happened. They torched our city. Called us monsters, called us demons. Tried to burn us out of what they thought was theirs.
Yeah, we don't really have a great track record of, like, sharing.
No, and you don't have a great track record of liking things that aren't the same as you.
Were you there
Didn't
for
stop
that?
after that. Yes, I was there, Carter.
Blonsky.
I tried to save my friends. People I cared about very, very much.
Have you, like, talked to someone about that other than us?
Who am I supposed to talk to? Any mortal wouldn't believe me. Any of my people just look at me with pity. Or fear, depending on who they are. If they're old enough to have lived through the fire. Or if they're young enough to not understand the ramifications of it.
I think we believe you.
Yeah, like every scar has a story, right? I've got a few of them from, like, I bailed on a trick and it was just like, all right, well, there's a fresh one, and if it's not rude to say, but you got some, which means that you got a story, and my scars have a real story behind them. So why could benefit of the doubt here, right? Like, try us.
Fire is dangerous, yes, but there are things that are more dangerous to us than that.
Like, he points at his backpack where the spiky ball is. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Iron is dangerous for Fae. among other things. What do you think humans build their cities out of?
Steel?
Steel.
Yes.
Wait, are you
But
saying...
also metal, also iron. It
you
was
saying-
early. What was I supposed to do? I was trying to save my friends. When flaming beams of iron fell and knocked me from the sky.
Good.
Oh. Yeah, that... Oh.
You think I'm fast? Just imagine how I was then. And so those
Even
of
there,
us...
and I'm feeling guilty about this. Wow.
This is nothing. I've made my peace with mortals. Had certainly enough time to do so. I have no qualms with you. There are good things about all of you. Humans can do amazing things. You have continued to do amazing things since then, and you will continue to do so. Not angry anymore. Not about that. What I am angry about is upstarts trying to change things because they don't understand their own history. We settled in Hallow Rock, those of us who survived. Those of us who clawed our way out of the burning remains of our city. When you built your own on top of it. They say Seattle's a city built on top of a dead city. The city's not dead anymore. Because we survived. It's more than a little fire, a little metal to take us down. Yes, many of us perished in that fire, like your histories say. But not all of us wanted to stay in. Not all of us wanted the same things. So we came here. Away from what we could. Let those who wanted to rebuild what we had stay there. We've made a life for ourselves here. Those who want to have a chance at life. Those who can't hide. Because
Look.
yes, there are those of us who can't hide, who can't look human. Why do you think there are so many stories about Hallow Rock? So many tales of fantastical things that happened here.
I mean, I just assume most of them were bullshit.
I mean, some of them are bullshit, yeah, but...
Yeah, is the boat anything? The boat outside of town, is it anything?
It's
The one in the woods.
something.
Usually I would rebut that, but now I'm actually curious.
Look, okay, one thing.
Was the boat something?
You
Boat
keep
was
saying
supposed to be something.
you keep
I don't know
saying-
your personal family history well enough, but we heard our own share of rumors on who it was for.
Well, now I need to know because I'm like directly involved in this. So
I don't know. Again, I don't know. Our population
it's
has
like the
grown
most-
just like yours has.
What's like the most prevalent rumor?
Oh,
Like
That-
this is like a whole thing now.
like I said, your lives are intertwined with ours. Which is why we cannot have... I don't know what they're calling themselves now, but there's always somebody who wants to flip things upside down, who thinks that they're not doing it well enough. And they
So-
think that...
You please continue. I didn't mean to interrupt.
It just circles back to the same point. We're still here. We've been helping you this entire time here in Hallow Rock and here in this entire state. I don't know about beyond this place, but we've helped you, nudged you in the right direction, pushed you towards better things. We stay hidden because we know better. Our history proves to us that you can't be trusted with our truth.
Sure.
The humans don't understand that. They think that they can just show themselves to you, prove some great power, and topple your government and ours.
I get I get it. I get being scared that history would repeat itself, but you keep saying stuff like
history has repeated itself, and not even just with us.
Sure. I'm not denying that. But you keep saying stuff like that our history says that you died by fire, and you saying that we build our cities to thwart Fae, but I don't think there's like a cabal or a conspiracy of humans that know about fairies and are trying to like
We've
kill
made
them?
that very purposeful. Which is why a group trying to out us to the rest of the world is a bad thing.
Like a group of your folk.
A group of... not me. There aren't that many of me left. But yes. Young Fae who seek to expose our true nature to the world by toppling our internal government.
Okay.
So that they may take over your world. That's not why we did this.
Okay.
It is your choice whether you choose to stay with me, and I don't even know what I'm going to do. Or you can live your lives in ignorance.
So when I start planning a new trick that I've never done before, like I go and I take a look and I scope the site first, right? I see how long is that rail? How many steps are there? Where are the safe places to bail at, right? So I guess my question is like, can we do that? Is there a way to like? I mean, I guess first we need to get the lay of the land before we can find out what we can do, right?
Not all of us here in town are seeking a rebellion. I know there are others who just want to survive. Whether all of them will actively fight is another story. Many of us have settled into our sedentary lives here. We don't want conflict. We nudge you in the right direction because where would you be without us? But
So are you gonna like get in trouble for like having us here? Because like if that's like an issue, then I think I don't know. Should we know about it? Should we like, are we like not poking our heads out the door, or are we like stay away from the windows type thing, or what? Like,
you're safe here. No one knows that you know except me.
right.
Leah's not stupid enough to tell anybody.
But like, what happens when somebody finds out that we know? Because we know there's at least one other person that might know that we know that you blew into the woods.
Yes.
So,
she's not dumb enough to try anything. At least not yet. She's not a ringleader, she's just a...
Brunt?
Leave her to me.
Lackey?
Yes.
Henchman? Henchperson?
I speak like 5 languages and 3 of them are dead. Cut me some slack.
That's cool.
Yeah, I was just like, thesaurus, right? You gotta use that dinosaur however you can.
Uh,
I'm doing
But to
Spanish
answer-
this year.
what did you say?
I'm doing Spanish this year. My first semester.
That's a good one.
Yeah,
Good choice.
I think so. It was like that or French, and I flipped a coin. So
I did French.
I don't know.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, it's fine. I flipped a coin. I could have. There, but for the grace of God, go I.
But to answer your question, Carter, when the time comes, you don't have to worry about that. I will keep all of you safe.
All right.
There aren't that many of my age, of my bloodline, still living. I have a little bit of clout to throw around. Not a lot, but
You're like a little bit of a celebrity, huh? A little bit of celebrity. Oleanna's a little bit famous.
I mean, my people, not that many of us ended up here. And I did survive the fire, so I'm pitied and a little bit respected. It does help that I saved the lives of several nobles, so.
So,
Humble.
random question. This is just
Uh-huh.
like, it just popped in, and I gotta ask because, like, just gotta ask. What is your stance on Billy Joel's "We Didn't Start the Fire"?
Carter.
Really?
Carter, I can't be seen with you
I mean,
anymore.
valid question, but timing.
Honestly, I think it's kind of funny.
Right? Like, just the irony of it. It's I don't know. Like, sorry, dark gallows humor.
No, you're good. You're good. You don't gotta worry about it.
Wait
Listen,
a second.
if you
Billy
can't-
Joel, is Billy Joel one of you? Because he didn't
No.
start the fire, but he tried to fight it, according
They're
to
not-
the
they're not-
lyrics. Is he one?
Ashley, they're not lizard men. Wait, are they lizard men?
Not in the way you think.
Okay. Ooh,
And Billy
but
Joel is not fair, but he is of fair blood.
hmm,
Yeah, that tracks.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Like I said, we've lived long enough, we tend to have enough dalliances with mortals.
That dalliance.
Carter, no. Just let it
Oh,
go.
I used a big word, I'm sorry.
Carter.
We get around, Carter.
Thanks, friends. Thanks for clearing
Thank
that
you,
up.
Franz. Yes, they did in fact fucked around.
Carter, do you know
Breaking
babies
news.
and where they come from?
Fae make babies.
Like, before we go on this quest, do we need to explain to you where babies come from?
I'm not having the talk with any of you.
Side quest. Teach Carter where babies come from. Accept? Deny?
Of course, I know where
Yeah.
babies come from.
All right, sure.
All right.
The
Hospital.
hospital. Yeah. Okay.
I'm not gonna decide for you all what you want to do. I can continue to go on with my sob story, but
No, just, yeah. Tell us what to do. Do we get a gun?
no, I'm not.
Oh, right. Metal. You can't do metal.
Not all metal, just iron.
You know what? I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm in.
And a gun won't do much to a Fae anyway. It's just gonna piss him off. I mean, some of them you could, but...
I hate to tell you this, but that's about all I got anyway.
Wait, you have
yes,
a gun?
Carter.
No, I mean pissing people off.
Oh, right. Oh, it's like...
No, I know.
What do you need us to do? Yeah, like, what?
Shrugs. Climbs up out of the chair. You see the little half of whatever her wings are sort of flicker and move a little bit, and she just sort of hovers off the ground. She doesn't get more than a couple of inches, but just sort of moves her way across the room. Reaches her arm up
Like
on top
David
of the
Blaine.
shelf. Sort of shrugs in frustration, pain. It's unclear. You can't see her face, but she's sort of reaching up on the top of the shelf for something.
You know, my mom uses those little like salon pause pads.
What?
My mom
Got it.
uses a stepladder.
One of you catch this, and she tosses something back as she sort of falls out of the air a little bit.
Carter
Catches
Darius
herself on her
plus
feet.
Blonsky.
Yeah, I think you're up, Carter. I mean, did anyone try to catch it? Did we all?
Nope, no one caught it.
Yeah.
Actually, I'll go for it. I was waiting to see if anyone else would, but if no one else is,
Roll me a flight check, please.
okay.
I feel like
See how fast you are to see if you can catch it.
Flight with an L, correct?
Flight with an L, yes. This
I
is
feel-
how fast you are, both physically and
6.
mentally. Okay, that was gonna be a 5 for you to get it, because she kind of just chucked it in your general direction, so you are able to catch what appears to be a rolled piece, a big piece of like heavy parchment. Do you unroll it, or do you wait for Oleanna to get herself up off the floor?
Do you want me to read this, or do you want to like?
You can
dictate
open it up, it's fine.
Do you sort of?
No, I'm fine. She's
She's gonna
stubbornly.
like tuck it under her arm and like walk over and just kind of hold her hand out. It's like, you sure?
She doesn't say anything but reaches
It's
up, and she
okay to
doesn't
ask
grab
for
your hand. She grabs your forearm and just sort of pulls herself up to the ground and sort of keeps her hold on your arm for a moment and then just sort of lets go. While she's holding on to you, you do sort of feel this almost sort of instinctual little cool feeling. Not cold, but cool, almost like water. There's nothing on your skin, but just where she touched you and where she was touching you. It doesn't feel bad. It doesn't feel good either. It's just almost like a recognition of something. You're not really sure. It felt nice, though. She lets go.
It's like a split second of Ash's like, if I blow on it, is it still gonna be cold? And she's like, wait, I'm currently armpitting a scroll. And then she'll
Oleanna, yeah, you unroll it, and it is it's
I don't know how.
a map. It's a big, beautiful map of the town. It looks kind of old, but it is very beautifully drawn. And you can see little like symbols and words in several different languages. English is one of them. There are several others that you don't recognize. There is a little bit of French in places. You can't read all the words, but you recognize, okay, that means this, but that isn't what that is. Is it a reference to something? I don't know. But it's this big map of Hallow Rock. Come here. Come on. And she draws you all over out of this room around a corner to a room with a big, big table on it and a bunch of chairs. And she taps the table for you to put the map down onto.
Didn't they like have one of these on one of the walls at the library?
Yeah, Astrid painted it a long time ago. She just made me an extra copy.
Rad.
Rad.
You all know, you do all know someone by the name of Astrid. She is one of the librarians at the Spine. She's one of the friendlier ones, Carter. She doesn't seem to outright have a problem with anything. But she's not the ones who wanted to get you banned. So that's a good thing. That apparently at least somebody there doesn't actively want to like do bad things. That's nice. That's nice.
Keep that in Carter's back pocket.
Yep.
I have a question that I feel like should really be asked earlier rather than later. We know about all this. If other people like you know that we know about this, how's that gonna end for us?
Like I said, I'm going to protect you. You don't need to worry.
No, I mean, not like we'll get like, but like, I mean, you say like librarian Astrid is one of this. If she found out that we knew,
Astrid,
would she try to? Because she doesn't seem like the kind of person to
much like
end somebody.
humans, Fae are all different. We all have different personalities. Some of us don't give a shit about you. Others, yes, can cause problems. As long as you don't fuck around, you won't find out. Do what I say.
Astrid doesn't care?
Astrid cares. But she doesn't care enough to try to charm you into doing something that you don't want to.
Okay, good, because she's like my favorite.
She always seems pretty cool.
She's
She let me, she just like waved a late fee for me for like no reason.
They
There's
do
probably
that?
a reason, but I don't. I mean, it's me. Come on.
Astrid's kind. She doesn't see the point in petty squabbles or anything like that. And besides, what is $2 going to be in the grand scheme of things? Okay.
On that note, support your local library.
Yes, please. Okay.
That was a library.
Oleanna reaches over and sort of smooths her hands around the corners of the map. Find something to hold this down with. Three of you, find something.
A cliff
Ashley pulls out her iPod and her phone and
Put them on two
That's what
corners.
the
You still
other
have two
is.
corners to put stuff on.
a granola bar.
You put the granola bar down, and the corner of the page curls up over it. It's not heavy enough. It also smells a little funky.
Oh,
Not like moldy, but it has that weird sort. All three of you smell this weird sort of stale smell, mixed with like old plastic. Oleanna's sort of just like, get rid of that, whatever the hell that is.
If that is what I think it is, I have another one that is unopened.
I've just been saving it for later. I don't remember how long for.
It's been 7 months.
How long was late?
It's been 7 months.
Was it?
14 days.
How do you know this?
No reason.
I'm gonna add 2 of my things out. Someone else do it.
Do either of the two of you find things to put on the corners?
Yes.
He pulls out the Blonsky pulls out. He has like a razor phone.
Uh-huh.
So he puts it down.
On one corner. There's one corner left. Who's gonna get to it first?
Grab like the 3 Sharpies that Carter has in his backpack and like threads the clip over the paper, and then so the Sharpie is underneath.
Hell yeah. So yes, with that you can all see all of the map, and Oleanna starts sort of drawing her fingers across it, and she reaches over and taps a couple spots. Okay. I'm not taking you there, and you all see that she taps this spot that you don't even need to be able to read what it says. It's the hole. It's Mora's maw. She's just like, nope, not going there. Going there.
There's a story there.
Ooh.
We don't have time for me to tell you about the maw.
Who would have thought
Can you
that
tell us after?
the big boring hole was more interesting than the mystery ship out in the woods?
I mean, you all have a legend about what climbs out of it.
Well, that was because it was boring and we had to make something up, right?
Maw's never been
Right.
boring. You just stop being scared of it.
Hell yeah. Humans are metal as hell.
Oh, you're not
Which is
wrong.
part of the problem.
Oh,
Yeah, after the story we were just told, it's a very particular choice of words, and it means the exact opposite of what you think it does.
Raising.
Ugh. And she's just sort of looking across. She's sort of looking amongst it, and you are free to talk amongst yourselves for a moment while I confirm something in my notes.
okay.
I can't believe that we're the bad guys.
Hey,
I mean,
Like, history. Like, what the hell?
really? I
I
can
mean-
kind of believe it.
We're
to be-
American. We're supposed to be the good guys.
Mm.
but like human beings in general, like you go to any movie pretty much, and like who are the bad guys? It's more humans.
Humans.
Also, like, when Seattle burned down, they were still, like, basically British. Like, they were technically American at that point, but, like, come on,
Yeah.
they're basically British.
Mm.
And, you know, British people are, like, historically, like, kind of evil. Just watch any James Bond movie.
That's not entirely accurate. James Bond's also British.
Oh.
If you're done bickering. And she taps a large swath of wood in one corner. The Ostonovoso.
Gesundheit.
The
That's
woods.
so
Woods that you all think is haunted.
No, nobody thinks it's haunted. We just don't go in.
It's totally haunted.
We just don't go. We just don't go in there. We just don't go in there.
I've never told anybody this, but I actually like saw a ghost in those woods.
You probably did.
Now, I wasn't like actually in the woods. I was like 5 feet away from the edge of the woods. Like, but I totally saw it. I saw it.
Oh yeah, so ghosts are real? You're just gonna drop that knowledge on us just
Ghosts aren't
casually?
entirely real.
Are they dead
There are
people?
those of us who are a bit more, a bit less corporeal, and who have those
okay.
sorts of abilities.
Like, they don't have
The
sponsors.
Ostonovoso is where those of us who can't hide live.
Okay.
There's a
Like-
reason you all think it's haunted. There's a reason we've tried to keep you away from it.
So like people that can't like you know like you walk around the city.
She
and
snaps
you
her fingers, and you see her that sort of
Right.
shimmer, which you
Right.
can actually see now that there is this sort of gleam shimmer across her body, and then she flicks her fingers again and it vanishes and you see the more fey-like form that she's had. We can't all glamour ourselves.
Right. I was thinking like the Minotaur, right? Like he had the labyrinth to be in because he couldn't be outside, right? As like that type of situation.
Not quite such a prison, but it's a place, a sanctuary for the fair folk who would otherwise be unwelcome amongst mortals.
Duly noted.
It's the girls' bathroom of Hollow Rock.
All the fae that are in the woods like kiss the mirror every once in a while after putting on lipstick.
Huh?
No, it's to get away from people. And still technically do business, just different kind of business. I don't know. Do Fae do business? I don't know what.
Yeah, where do you go to smoke?
Wherever I want to.
That's the right answer. Guys, that was the right answer. It was a test
You
and she
can't-
passed.
Can't ask about the fire again, man. Like, it's too soon.
I don't have anything to hit you with, but if I did, I'd be hitting you with it.
Plenty of things in here for you to hit him with, and she just sort of gestures around the room. There is stuff everywhere. You could easily just pick something up and hit him with it, or throw it at him, if you really wanted to.
Just like go like Scrooge style and just like hit him with
That's
coasters and stuff.
Too much commitment.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
The Ostern also is where, theoretically, we may find some allies.
Oh,
Or I
awesome.
may at least be able to sort out how big of a threat this actually is. We may be able to just head it off here, but I don't know. They're getting more bold.
And you're giving us a chance to go into, like, hella creepy haunted woods and not die? Like, that doesn't just happen. I'm in.
As long as you don't run off, Zaiwi won't find you.
Yeah, and she's
I look
gonna
like
give
Blonsky.
us powers. You are gonna give us powers, right?
That's not.
Was
Oh, come
that
on!
good?
We don't get
I don't-
powers?
Why would I give. If I could, why would I give power to a bunch of children?
Cause why are we coming at all? We're gonna help you. Oh man, guys, I thought we were gonna get powers. I guess I'll still go.
I mean, all I gotta say is that like I have learned my lesson from Uncle Ben, and great responsibility. I don't know if I'm ready for it, so I'm not gonna say yes to powers to that equation, that part of the equation. Like, we're just
I already have powers, but I'm not gonna be afraid to get more.
And you just see, Carter, you see Oleanna give you a very sort of specific sort of look that you've never seen on her face before. So you are the smart one.
Oh, come on.
And she looks at the other two of you.
What?
You don't know about making deals with fairies?
I make all A's and B's, so
Said it.
I've been paying attention to your stories that well then.
I mean, I don't have like a firstborn, so I have nothing to give up.
We don't just trade for children, Ashley.
but you do trade for children? Like that's on the table?
that's like a classic thing in fairy tales, man.
Yeah, but didn't we just learn that a lot of those fairy tales are kind of like human side
They're all stemmed
propaganda?
from somewhere.
Skim milk.
Get milk?
There's always a nugget of truth.
milk
Especially if you
part.
go back far enough.
It's true. Kids did kind of used to be commodities. Basically, they had him.
It's not the child that they want. And she just sort of goes like this. We don't trade in physical things very often. The promise of the thing. Why do you think the people who go into that forest don't come out?
I kind of never believed that.
When they go in by themselves, the things you can do with one person who doesn't know where they are. You'll be safe with me.
Not if you don't have powers.
Are we gonna like
a lot of conflicting feelings right now?
I just gotta say, like, I would very much like to use the buddy system and or the handhold chain when we are inside that woods, because like if we're supposed to be near you, then I don't want to be like, oh look, I looked to the right accidentally and now all of a sudden I'm by myself in these creepy haunted woods.
I don't hold hands.
I'm not gonna make you hold a rope, but just stick close.
All right, I guess.
To wait, though. She just sort of looks up. You and I don't go in there after dark. And especially not with 3 kids.
I'm a young adult, thank you very much. Do you
I'm
see
not
my
gonna
Still young adult.
I told you I make A's and B's.
You're all children to me.
No, okay.
That's hardly fair. You're like.
I mean, my dad's probably a child to you.
So,
well,
what time of day is it?
It was just getting before dark when you stepped in here, so it's just on the cusp of evening.
So
like just before it gets like dark outside.
So do we need to like call our parents and let them know that, because like you did say it's a school night, and I'm all for ditching for the right reasons, but like, man, if Ellie finds out, she will not let me live it down.
I can deal with Elle.
LA.
I don't
If
like
you
the fact
want to
that...
go home, I can send you home. But I'm not going into that. I am not going into that forest after dark. I don't trust Zywi and what she gets up to.
Don't trust what? Sorry, I didn't.
Zywi. What is it you guys are calling her now? The Hallow Rock Hag?
Oh my gosh, she's real. I mean, makes sense.
Well, there's so many things, but never her name. Well, her name.
Look, if you're not going in after dark, and I'm not going in without you, the best course of action is just do it tomorrow.
What day of the week is it?
It is
Thursday.
Thursday. Almost
Yeah.
Friday.
So like, we do have school tomorrow, and like, I mean, I would love to go home, get a good night's sleep, have a big breakfast, and tackle this tomorrow. But like, I don't know. I'm not to the get school level of my new deal.
Like I said,
You're rolling with me. Yes, you are.
You're rolling with me.
I rescind my previous statement.
am I sending you home or are you doing whatever?
What? I don't know. You're the boss here.
I
I'm not
have
kidnapping you.
I have a proposal. Head home for the night. Rest up. Do whatever. come back tomorrow ready for this. Because, I mean, frankly, I'm not exactly dressed for Haunted Woods trip.
I can, yeah, I'll go home and I can bring my trail blades. Because
You can like walk too, Carter. That's like an option.
I've been walking like all afternoon, sir. My feet are tired. I would like to reside in the chariots of comfort that are my land rollers.
All right.
I'll just ask Mom really nicely. You should put in a thing to school. I have no way of backing up whether or not this is actually going to happen, but I mean, I can always ask.
Has anyone ever tried to like the lick your palms thing? Has anyone ever done that? It's like, I've never been brave enough.
What now?
What?
Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Like, he's like, a surefire sick symptom is to lick your palms because it's like nondescript. You fake a fever, you're going to the hospital, right? It's the whole thing.
I can get away with it because, again, my parents are cruising towards a divorce and I can do whatever I want. But, like, my teachers are not cruising towards a divorce and I can't do whatever I want with them.
Wait, was the English test tomorrow or next week?
We don't have a choice, do we?
Like 90% sure it was next week, but I just want to make sure.
We just gotta ditch tomorrow, don't we? We just gotta do it.
I mean, I'm ditching tomorrow. I've already decided.
It's gonna be awesome. I'm gonna ditch for the first time in my life.
Finally be one of the cool kids.
Humans are metal as hell.
I rescinded my previous statement.
Made up your minds yet?
Yeah, so, like, go home, wake up, brekkies, and meet up at the woods? Or, like, are you gonna, like, come and pick us all up in your car? Or...
Know how to get there, I'll meet you there.
Alright.
You all have at least a semblance of where this is.
It's the woods we don't go to.
We're going to
It's up to you how you decide to get there. But as you all make this decision, Oleanna sort of stretches, gets up off of the table that she was sort of leaning against. Come on. And leads you back outside. Just step through. And you'll be where you need to be.
That's
She just sort of nods. Blumsky, you make your way over. You feel that sort of weird sensation of moving through something you shouldn't. And you are standing in front of your house. You are by yourself.
Ugh. God.
Porch lights on. The door is unlocked.
Okay. Hey. I guess I'm home. Hi. Opening door. I'm not just yelling that outside.
There is no discernible response. You hear some sound like someone might be like doing something, like cooking or doing something in the other room. And there is like noise from upstairs, like someone's up in a bedroom, but your parents appear to be doing different things and have not noticed that you have returned.
I will, I guess, just walk toward the kitchen.
You move toward the kitchen, and you do, after a moment, see your mother. She has her back turned to you, but she appears to be like putting dishes away or doing something else. She hasn't quite noticed you yet.
Hey, hey, Mom. Hi.
Hello. Did you have a good day?
Yeah. Sorry I'm kind of late. Just,
Right, it's all right.
Oh, okay. Cool. You don't need to know where I was. Okay. How was your day?
It was fine. Nothing to be worried about. Just trying to get things done before the weekend.
Oh, cool. What happens this weekend?
Nothing special. Nothing
Okay.
really. Just time off. Need to get the other things done that I can't do when I'm working.
Okay. Yeah. Do you need some do you need some help?
Sure.
Okay.
And she gestures to where you can see the dishwasher is open and there is like steam coming off of it, and there are still dishes in the sink. You specifically see there's a bunch of silverware still poking up out of it, and there's some other like mugs and stuff that she hasn't put away that are in the top like drawer of it, but she just appears to be putting clean dishes away.
Okay.
She's a little scatterbrained, but your mom can be like that sometimes. You once heard someone describe she has her head up in the clouds sometimes and isn't always paying attention.
I kind of get to work, and I say like, how's it going at the cafe?
Fine, it's fine.
Yeah, I had an Americana today.
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
How did that go?
and it wasn't good. I did not. No, I didn't like it. Not even really sure what it was. I'm not sure what
Now
makes
you
it
know
American.
something that you don't like, and you can decide maybe to try something different next time.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
You are.
I'm fine. Just getting things done
Sure?
before the weekend.
Now you're just repeating everything that I'm saying.
What you said to me to assure me that everything was okay, so it would work the same for me, right? I put the last dish up and I say, I think I'll go check on Dad.
Mm-hmm.
And I leave the room.
And you head upstairs to where the rest of the sound is coming from.
Yeah.
You hear the noise coming from behind like a closed door from what you know is your parents' bedroom.
Okay. I knock on the door and I say like, hey, I'm home.
Oh, good. 1 second. And there's some sort of shuffling, and the door opens, and
Was there
see your
something?
dad standing there.
Oh, hey, hi.
Have a good
thank-
day?
Yeah, sure. Sorry I'm home so late.
No, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
You weren't worried?
Why would I be worried?
No, no reason. Yeah, no reason. I could take care of myself. Sure, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I have some things to do, so
Okay. Well, thanks for giving me a ride this morning. That was cool. Maybe we could do that again sometime.
maybe. And he sort of just turns his back and shuts the door.
Yeah. Good night. You too. And do I have a room? Do I have a bed?
You
do.
You
Okay,
do
okay.
have your own bedroom.
Okay. I guess I'm an only child, so that would
Yeah.
that would be wild, right? If they had a room.
That'd be
and
very weird.
Like I know the home situation here is maybe not great, but they're not that crap. They're not crappy that way.
No,
Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna go to my room. I'm tired. I like suddenly realized that I'm like completely exhausted.
You are so tired. It has
I've
been
put on-
such a day.
Like it's already exhausting to like put this facade on,
Hmm.
and like that on top of like everything else is like I'm just so tired, but I didn't know it until now. So yeah, just gonna zonk out.
Very good plan. You onto the bed. As we rewind a little bit, do the other two of you follow suit and step through the mysterious invisible barrier thing?
I don't see
As
why.
Oleanna's just sort of standing there. You are at her house, so she has nowhere to go.
Yeah, I mean, Ashley will go. She's not staying over.
Ashley, you step through the little... It's difficult? You feel like you might be getting used to it a little bit. Like you did it once before. You know what's coming. You sort of push your way through it. And you are standing outside your house. You do see, you just sort of barely hear the click of a door as you can see that, okay, your neighbor got home. That's great. You have more important things to do. Mm-hmm. Or do you? What does Ashley do? You are in front of your house.
Just goes inside, checks her pockets, realizes she left her iPod over
You
at
left your iPod and your
Oleanna's.
phone.
She like reaches the door and then just there's just a sigh of, oh my goodness, I can't believe I did that. And then she just walks inside. And doesn't really do the whole I'm home thing. She just walks inside, kind of business as normal almost.
Yeah, there's things going on. You hear music coming down from one other room, like someone might be playing music or something. You figure at this hour, your siblings are probably both, if they're not asleep, they're definitely supposed to be in bed by now. You get a little bit of leeway, but they do still technically have a bedtime. Your brother never did. Damon hates it. He thinks he's not a kid, but he's still a kid and has to have a bedtime. At least he will until he actually gets to high school. But you are kind of just left to your own devices to do what you need to do.
I think she kind of just almost mentally clock who's still awake. And then just kind of her mind is not focusing on her family, surprisingly. There are more pressing concerns that have happened today. She's just kind of, okay, everything's kind of as it should be.
Yeah, everything in
Everything's
your
fine.
home appears to be where it is. Everything is in place. Both your parents appear to still be awake doing something together. You don't know what, but they're where they normally would be for this hour. You know that you can see that the light in Damon's room is still on, but the door is shut, so he's in there. The other light next to your sister's room is off, though, so she at least appears to be asleep.
She's gonna like, as she's gonna pass her brother's room and then just very slowly open the door, push it open, reach her arm in, and like feel around for the light switch.
Hey! What are you doing?
Helping.
Helping.
Click.
Your grumbling noises.
Don't use the main light. Get a flashlight. God.
There's no response. It's maybe like he doesn't like that you're right.
There's a word called subtlety.
Yeah,
Being sneaky, but fancy.
I know what subtlety means.
Well, I didn't know that.
I'm not 5 anymore.
You're using the main light when you're supposed to be in bed.
Nobody's up here. They don't come up here until, like, really, really late.
Just
Like,
do
after
better.
you're supposed to be in bed late.
I'm trying to teach you important life lessons when it comes to sneaking around behind mom and dad's back. You want to continue the Walker legacy of being mild delinquents, you kind of need to learn these things.
My God.
You'll thank me one day.
He just sort of
Good
is
night.
doing the little brother, just sort of like annoyed thing. But yeah, you shut the door. And I presume go to your room.
Yeah. She
All right.
goes into her room, closes the door, goes to fish out her iPod, and then realizes that she left it there, and then she has a whole like second wave of just disappointment and annoyance.
Oh, buddy. All right.
She just
All right. How long does it take Carter to walk through the creepy barrier thing?
I think before he goes, like after his friends have ducked out, he's like, hey, I for one, I know it's like I know you didn't want to involve teenagers, and we're like, it's a major bummer that we like saw what we saw today, and the fact that we've got to get involved now and like help you save the world or whatnot, but
It's not your fault. I'm not mad or anything.
no, I mean, you seem more irritated than mad, but like, I just wanted to say, like, I don't know, thanks for being cool about it. You know, like you could have like erased our brains or like made our brains explode like scanner style. You know, like I don't know what you can do. So thank you.
Like I said, I didn't come here to cause problems. I did a lot of things before the fire. But I don't... Hallow Rock was supposed to be a place to start over.
Well, for
And
what
I
it's
like-
worth. Right. Sorry.
I like humans, for the most part. You're fascinating. Things you come up with in those brains of yours. Ways you try to make up for what you lack.
Feeling a little bit less than appreciated after that last one. But I think I get your meaning. I know a backhanded compliment when I hear one. That's cool. But yeah, thanks for sharing your story, and yeah, I'm looking forward to kicking ass and taking names. You know, like I don't know. I usually run from my problems, but I'm actually excited to look into this one.
Well, I'm glad you're not at least terrified.
I mean, I've got a cool exterior, but I'm like, you know, I'm right up at like 162 BPM right now. Like, it's pretty gnarly.
I won't keep you any longer. You can go.
All right, thanks. And he like swoops stuff into his backpack and like blades out through the door. Like if he can blade out, it's like he like picks up some speed in the room and then like
You.
like molasses as soon as he hits.
Yep. It's a little thick. It's a little... And then the second you get out on the other side, you continue to move with the speed you wanted to. But you are just outside of your house. A little bit further. Somehow, like, you wanted to not be just in front of the house so that you could skate your way up to it.
Carter's gonna take a detour.
Oh, okay. Where are you going?
Well, he happened to notice that someone left stuff behind. So.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. You pass your house. You pass your neighborhood. Move into a slightly more affluent part of town.
As I'm like going, I'm like, how does this thing like slide? Like it's the future. Like slide.
Oh, you're investigating her.
Yeah, where's
like,
the keyboard on this?
So like dials *67 and calls home.
Mm-hmm. It rings. It rings. Ashley, dear, why are you calling? I just saw you come home.
Not her home, not her home. Carter's home.
Oh,
he's calling.
okay,
He's calling his
okay.
own home. Sorry,
Okay.
that was not clear. That was not clear on my.
Okay.
Yeah.
I say you were calling on her phone, so brain. Okay.
Yeah, why would *67 call your home?
No, it's a caller ID block.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So he doesn't want
It's
it to look
still-
like he's calling from Ashley's phone.
It still rings a couple of times, but eventually. Hello? You hear your sister's voice. Hello?
I'm gonna be home late. I'm gonna be home late. Lost track of time. I'll be home late. Sorry.
Oh me
Yeah.
again.
I owe you like so. Yeah, I owe you like all the things now. Like, not that I'm reticent about owing people things right now. Cool. Yeah, just name it.
Fucking weird.
When am I not?
Just don't make a
should-
big deal when you get home, okay?
I shouldn't be more than like, I don't know, like however long it takes to get to. This is Kyle speaking. However long it takes to get to Ashley's place and back.
Yeah, from your house and back, it's probably gonna like half an hour altogether.
Shouldn't be longer than like 30 minutes.
If it is, you're taking the blame for it.
Wouldn't have it any other way.
Would you rather have Grover have the car or me? I am not handing over my car to that idiot.
Wait, so if I'm late, you lose the car? I don't think I owe you for this one.
Get home when you say you're gonna get home. We won't have a problem. And she hangs up on you.
Swearsies. Pinky swear.
And you-
Yeah.
Yeah. You slide the phone closed. Continue just to sort of marvel at it and make your way towards Ashley's house.
Finds
more-
what is like, he hopes is a small enough, is like small enough to like actually be heard, but large enough to, it's large enough to actually be heard, but small enough that it won't like crack the window, right? So like,
You spend a good few minutes trying to find the right rock.
That one. Finds the rock and just like, he is not very strong.
It doesn't quite hit the window.
Oh, all right.
It hits the wall, but it doesn't hit the window. Like just below it.
Slightly larger rock.
I would like you to roll. Ooh, what is it gonna be?
No.
I know. I am gonna. Oh, God. I am going to have you roll. My computer likes to hate me. You are going to roll me once it wants to load so I can decide what the difficulty for this is. Have you roll a brawn check of 10.
Oh, God. Swear it was a 6. Swear it was a 6 on a d6.
Okay, your die has exploded. You may roll again.
And then it was a 3. And I will spend an adversity token to...
All
right. What was the difficulty again?
10.
Yeah. 10. Spend the adversity token to, like, get to
You're like, I am going to do this. I am not going to throw I'm not... And you chuck it, and it just hits, like, the perfect spot on the window, and Ashley, you hear this noise against your window. It's a very distinct sort of sound.
Looks over, blinds.
You see a very familiar face standing down on the lawn.
Open. This is familiar.
Yeah, different circumstances this time. You left something at Oleanna's, and I thought that you would want it.
Wait, do you seriously have my stuff? Because I was like just having like a whole moment about that.
I mean, you kind of left it like them together, like on the corner of the table, on top of a giant, gorgeous map. So hard not to notice. But yeah, yeah.
Okay, I'll be down in just a second. Yeah. Closes the window and she.
How long is
she
it?
hurries down.
Long of a second, Maury.
She probably just like chucks on like I feel like she was like getting ready for bed, so she just has to like grab like a dressing gown or something and just like a panic. And then it's like I don't know how big the house is, like 20 to 30 seconds.
It is also a little bit cooler outside anyway, because this is the Pacific Northwest, and once it gets dark, it gets a lot colder. And it's not like quite the height of summer yet, so it's like cool outside, but it's not like warm, or it's in that weird sort of middle temperature, but it is starting to get colder. For anyone who is outside or going to be outside. But yeah, you make your way through the house. You can still hear your parents talking in like the living room or something. They're being sort of quiet, but there's like music or something. It might be the TV, it might be something else. You don't really know what they get up to at night when they are together, when your dad isn't off late at work or your mom doesn't have a function of some kind. They do tend to spend their nights together when they are free. So that appears to be what tonight is. And you make your way around, and open the door.
There, that one. And I did call home, just so you know. Just to let him know that I was running late. So if you have like, I don't know how many unlimited minutes you have left, but I just wanted to like put that out there.
I don't pay for my own phone plan.
Right.
It's fine.
Okay. Cool. Cool. So, yeah. Cool.
Thanks.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Like skates off, just like looking back. Everything.
But slow down. You're gonna hit the gate.
Yep. That's good. Yeah, that's good. It's gonna leave a mark. Skate.
Yeah, you a door closes, and a single skater boy gets as quickly as he can back to his house. It is getting rapidly darker outside as well. Part of the reason why you do want to get home is that it's not at the level of where it's actually like cold enough for you right now because you are actively moving, but it is also getting darker. And while there are street lights around, it's not ideal. There tends to be like stuff out that you can't see. Like there's definitely cracks of like parts of the sidewalks that haven't in areas been fully paved, or like are just really old, and like you definitely don't want to accidentally run into that when it's dark outside. That would be bad for everybody involved. But you make your way just past, check your watch, you are 5 minutes past when you told Ellie when you would be back. But you have made it home. There are still like lights on and stuff inside, but
try to like ninja the door open and like sets blades down inside the door with the door still open, and like ninja the door closed, and remember to grab the doorknob at the last second so that it doesn't like click, and like gently get the deadbolt in. Try to like, dang it, oh, I forgot this thing swells.
You good?
Yeah, good. Yep, all good here. All good here. Wasn't anything to write home about. I called.
Yeah, I heard.
Good talk. Is there still dinner?
There are leftovers in the fridge.
Yes.
You're in
What do
one
we have?
piece.
What do we have? What do we have?
God damn it, Kyle! I don't know. Oh, what did you have for dinner?
Please say hamburger helper. Please say hamburger helper. Please say hamburger helper.
There is hamburger helper in the fridge.
Yes. Winning. Yes.
Please also remember to eat vegetables.
There's veggies in the sauce.
Doesn't count.
Yeah, he'll like big old bowl, just like
Yep.
everything in the same bowl.
Yep. And you get yourself a bowl. Do you eat at a table? Do you just eat in the kitchen? Where do you consume this food?
At the table, because we were trained like we were trained in both the fashion of the young Democrats and the young Republicans, and we all sat around the dinner table, as a nuclear family should.
Yep. You take your food to the table, you set it down, and it is only when you sit down that you realize there is someone else sitting at the table. Your father has not noticed you. He is in the middle of something. There are papers all over the table. But you look up and you see him with his glasses sort of like pushed down on his nose as he's looking through something. It is up to you whether or not you engage, but he is indeed sitting at the table.
Hey, Dad.
Oh. Hello. You have a good day?
Yeah, it was, real good. There was a fight at the multiplex.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there was like, arcade machine like exploded. It was crazy.
I guess you see something new every day. Push those glasses up a little bit. Oh, I'm sorry. My things are everywhere. Room, and he kind of just starts sort of scooting all of these papers together. He does not seem to notice how weird the vibe is, which is kind of par for the course with your dad.
Bless his heart.
Yep. Oh, your mother gave me this the other day, and he just pushes something across the table. Some slip for something, I don't know. I signed it, I wasn't really paying attention.
What, like, permission slip? What?
Yeah, something for your school. Like a month or something, I don't know. So
pick it up,
across
look
the
at
table. Yeah, it's a permission slip for some like class trip or something, like field trip or something, like that's outside of Hallow Rock. You have to take a bus to, which is why they make your parents sign the slip. It's for like a science class or something. You're supposed to like go somewhere and like visit like a dam or something and talk about something. You weren't really paying attention. People were making dam jokes the entire time, and there were some really good ones. You definitely haven't done the reading for this yet, but yes, there were some damn good jokes that were made.
Cool. Well, thanks. Appreciate it. Gonna go do some homework.
Okay.
Good talk. Good talk.
And you make your way out. Leave your dad to whatever he's doing. You're not really sure. You assume it has something to do with work, but...
What does it look like he's doing?
He's got, like, papers and spreadsheets and stuff. It clearly appears to be something for the business that he runs. That he's got something going on. Like, it looks like some sort of... There's math involved. You're not really sure, but this is usually the hour at which he's usually like downstairs, like sort of commandeering the table to do something. Whether or not it's actually work related or something else, you don't always pay attention to. But this is usually the time when he can get the time away to do anything, when your mom is doing something else and you guys are off doing whatever. But this is relatively normal, at least for your family, and what normal constitutes for this insanity.
Cool. Then it's like if it doesn't look abnormal, it doesn't look like it's
No, this is
organization.
relatively normal. It just seems like he's got a project or something that he's working on that he needed the space for.
Cool.
You're not entirely sure. But yeah, you make your way out, leave your dad to whatever he's going to do, and I assume make your way upstairs.
Yep. Gonna hop on the old AOL Instant Messenger and like, what's Blomsky's username? Like AOL username.
Very important.
It's probably, it would be pre-established before the transformation. So it would be like probably some like 14. What's my birth year? 14 years before 2005 would be 1995, 1991. Yeah. So it would be like probably some like random funny thing, you know, like eyebrows 91 or something, and people are like, why eyebrows? And he's like, who can say? So that's it. It's eyebrows 91.
Eyebrows 91. All right. Like pulls up AOL Instant Messenger. It's like, eyebrows, you up?
We'll say the computer's on, and it like dings, and so he's like, yeah, hey, what's up?
Wild period shit period today period.
Yeah, yeah, very weird day. So tired. Boop.
Get some sleep, Beta Ray Bill.
Stop calling me that.
Never.
What did you think you were gonna get out of me? I gotta know. What did you?
Just like, I don't know. Like he was really awkward with that. Like he wants, like, I don't know. I think Carter wants to debrief about this because like he is facing a problem that he doesn't seem to be able to run away from. So it's like, this is building up.
Okay. Yeah, you care about me. But yeah, no, I think sorry, he doesn't give me much back. Yeah.
All right. Yep. Sleep well.
Yeah.
See you tomorrow.
He just says like GN.
TTYL.
He says, I don't know what that means.
Talk to you later.
Feels like that didn't save any time.
Well, now it didn't.
And then
but now you know, so next
like,
time.
And then like the door closing sound, like you hear that like really loud door closing sound because they didn't know how to, like, there weren't any subtle sound effects in AIM. But like, yeah,
no, none whatsoever.
Chunk, and like he's offline.
Good talk. Good talk. So he's also gonna pull up the old AOL Instant Messenger and hit up Azrael's Wrath 3022.
Uh-huh.
Dude, the weirdest shit happened today.
And you just leave that there.
Yeah, just like let that hang. Friends, I had a laptop in 2005.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, like, oh yeah, Chris, thank you. We'll start live journaling about his experience for the day, but not naming any names at all. It's all anonymous.
Of course. So you spend the next however long you decide to commit to
3
this.
3 hours.
3 hours. You spend the next.
You have to erase it several times because you're like, nope, that's too inflammatory.
No, too much. Gotta scale it back a little bit. And 3 hours later, it's perfect. And now you can go to bed.
It's like, hover his mouse over the publish button. It's like, but Oleanna said not to talk about it. You will sleep on it.
That is.
I'm sorry.
Yes. We are going to skip forward in time a little bit as you all get as much of a restful night's sleep as each of you are going to get in your situations. And the day moves forward as it would, with that lingering thought in the back of your mind of what is to come. As you wake up, you move forward. Did you all decide you're skipping class today?
Oh yeah, I think we gotta.
Because Lane, the GM, can't remember if you decided to do that or not.
Meet at the woods after brekkies.
Yes.
I think I'm particularly resolved to do it now that my parents don't seem to even notice when I'm not there.
Ooh,
yeah, there's
slippery slope.
Yep. You get yourself together. You get the things that you are going to need. Each of you put your things together. You get your very important first meal of the day together. And then, in the respective ways that each of you are going to get there, you make your way down to the woods. To the very specific woods that your entire lives you have always been told not to go to. Who do you think gets there first?
Oleanna.
Probably the kid on the roller skates.
I meant of you three.
Yeah. Yeah, the kid on the inline skates probably gets there first.
We'll say that the trail skates are not designed for speed necessarily. They're designed for being able to accommodate uneven terrain. So it might be a little neck and neck.
Ashley has to walk because none of her friends are going to drive her to the goddamn woods when they are all trying to get to school. So
can't.
I don't know who's first, but I know who's last.
And I can't ask for a ride today because I'm not going to the expected place.
So Carter, you get there first, which we're kind of surprised about. Like you weren't expecting to actually be the first one here, but you do see no car, but you do see human-looking Oleanna just sort of leaning against one of the chain fences that sort of brackets this part of the woods that is mostly just there to be there. And she's just sort of leaning back against it. And she just sort of looks down. Hey, you actually showed up.
Yeah, I mean, like, all right, full disclosure, I did debate going to school today. Like, but
gonna be a good kid for once.
But then I was like, but then I remembered I was eating my Wheaties this morning, and I remembered WWJD. I saw him looking at me from the box, and I was like, man, what would Michael Jordan do? in this situation.
I know.
Old ass box of Wheaties. Sorry. Well, so I made breakfast. Do you want breakfast? I thought people might be hungry since.
Oh. Sure.
It's just like
Again, I don't really like to eat, but like I do like food.
it's just like a BLT. It was like bacon and sliced tomato and mayo on bread, like something.
Oh, hand it over. The sandwich is one of the greatest inventions I have ever seen.
Right? It's the greatest thing since sliced bread.
I know. They all. Someone who gets it, and she will take the sandwich. And you are standing there for maybe a good, like, 15 minutes before the other two show up.
It's like a sad Keanu situation. I'm just like sitting on the bench, just like
A little bit. But you do see eventually the two of them, and they are coming up at the same pace. As we must all remember, these two are next door neighbors, so they did walk here seemingly together, or even if they didn't, they would have eventually caught up to each other, I would assume. Whether or not they physically walked next to each other is up to the two of you, but you did come from the same place.
Even though like he knew he was gonna go through the woods today, Blonsky is still wearing like a suit, a tie.
Oh my god.
And like sunglasses.
Yeah, Ashley was a little bit more prepared for this. She has, in a move that shocked the nation, she has left the varsity jacket at home and has substituted it for it's still like fancy-ish because she's rich and she has to be.
Yeah.
Just like a brown leather jacket. And she has specifically tucked in the laces of her cherry Doc Martens. Just so they don't snag on anything. And she's actually looking like she's ready to be outside. And not...
You do actually look like you kind of belong here. Next to these creepy ass woods.
The hair tie's still around her wrist though, not like she's not fully like there's a level of commitment that she's just not ready to make yet.
It's okay. Everyone has their limits. That one's just yours. And you two make your way up to where sort of the main edge of the woods is. You see Carter and Oleanna sitting on a bench eating sandwiches?
Carter, like one hand like on the sandwich, just like nothing is going to interrupt this sandwich. But like fishes out the other two sandwiches and just holds them out.
Oh, right, bro. Yeah.
It's good.
I'll take a bite. That is good. What did you put in this? You already answered that question. You don't have to do that scene again.
It's just BLT, man. Like, keep it simple.
No, come on. You put something else in it.
All right, there's like, it's like chipotle mayo and a little bit of avocado cream. All right, just
God, gimme.
And we will now have a moment where these 4 people are just eating sandwiches. They eat their sandwiches.
I love fantasy.
Oleanna swallows the last sort of bite of hers, kind of crinkles up. I don't know if it was wrapped in like paper or foil or something else, but she sort of crinkles up whatever was in her hand, whatever it was wrapped in. Leans over, looks over, chucks it at a trash can. I think I got it. But yeah, it's good you guys ate, because Rule number 1, don't eat anything anybody offers you, unless it's me.
Or Carter, right?
Yes. In there.
I thought I had already broken rule number 1.
Okay, yeah.
No, don't.
Well, yeah, no, I'm not hungry anymore. Yeah.
I mean, I already had breakfast, but you know, I'm just gonna.
I know your opinions of humans is not high, but like we were not gonna.
It's not my opinion.
No, but I mean, like we weren't gonna take food from strangers in the woods. Like that's not a thing.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Anyway.
So I'm gonna do something right now, and this is just like superstition type thing. I'm just gonna do it. I will take a chocolate chip cookie sandwich, not sandwich. I'm BLT's on the brain. I will take a chocolate chip cookie. And see now, if somebody has a chocolate chip cookie, I know that they know what's in my brain.
I kind of want to talk to cookie sandwich now.
Don't wander off. Don't take things from people. And above all else, someone asks for your name, don't give it to them.
What if I give him one of these and he pulls out like this stack of thin white cards and
she just reaches over and puts her hand on yours?
No, don't give them a card.
Names have meaning.
Don't
Yours and ours alike. Oh, she's not gonna eat them, Franz.
I was so excited to do that bit, I hit my microphone.
It was a very good bit. I need to not look at chat when I'm GMing.
Yeah.
Especially when I'm here.
Also, like the business cards, like just
the business cards?
They just had his name on it. There was nothing else. Like he doesn't have a job. It just said Blonsky Buckaloo and nothing else.
Names have power. Names have meaning. Don't give yours away.
Are you sure? Because like I am named Blonsky Buckaloo and
don't use your whole name.
Oh.
Come up with a different name. I don't care what you do. When you're in there, I'm responsible for you. Any other place like this we go, I am responsible for you.
Okay. All right.
If you make a stupid decision, that reflects badly on you and on me.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Last thing I want any of you to get caught up in something like this. Don't be stupid, okay? That goes for all of you.
Yeah, how about you don't be stupid too? See, that doesn't feel good, does it?
All right. She sort of stands up, stretches. And when she stretches, you see that sort of shimmer. And you see Oleanna as she is. And as you all are seeing she's standing in front of you, you can really see now that the scars extend across her shoulders and down her back, where those sort of shredded and torn remains of her wings are, and they just sort of fold back down over her back. All right. Let's go. And she takes several steps. Looks back at you. She does hold out her hands if anybody wants to hold her hand.
Gimme.
I'm not holding anyone's hand. I'm not holding anyone's hand.
Take Carter's hand.
I'm not.
All right, so she's got one hand. Come on.
I mean, I'm with you,
And
but no hands.
she leads the three of you into the forest. And at first it's normal. Like, it's the woods. You all are kind of used to this. The trees are wide and big and very tall. And as you continue to step through, she's sort of leading you around a corner. And it gets denser and different than woods you've seen. You really sense, not even just by the way that things are, the way that the trees physically are, there's a sense of this place. And you kind of have to trick your brain into not being scared. You've been told your entire lives how dangerous these woods are. And for the two of you that are holding on to Oleanna's hands, that is at least a little bit of an anchor. She is right there, and she is quite possibly the scariest thing, at least right now, that you can imagine. But she's holding on to you. Yes, Maury?
As they get further and further into the forest, Ashley goes from holding Oleanna's hand to straight up clinging to her arm. It's like the one thing holding her together right now. She looks scared out of her mind.
The more you hold on to her, you have her hand, and you're sort of holding on to her. All right. And you see again that sort of green that comes out of her eyes, out of her mouth when she speaks, that light that sort of seems to come from within her almost. I'm not going to let anything hurt you. And as she's speaking, you feel again somehow that cool sensation, that comforting sensation almost. You don't know how it's familiar. You don't know where it's coming from, but it's both from where you're physically touching her, but also somehow from just her voice. And it doesn't really calm you down. You're still incredibly scared, but it is this sort of cooling balm to what's all of the emotions inside of you right now.
Yeah, just really.
It's okay to be scared.
Good, because I am. This is not ideal.
I'm not gonna let... Most of the things in here are gonna be more scared of you than they are of the other way around.
Should be.
Anything
Very
that can
scary.
hurt you, I'll keep you safe. Remember, you saw me throw a guy across the fucking parking lot with my voice. I got you. Okay?
Yeah, just totally fine.
And she continues to lead the three of you through the woods, around the corners, until you start to hear just the faintest sounds. Not just the sounds of the woods. You've been hearing that this whole time. There are like animal noises. You've heard plenty of birds. At one point, there was a very loud, like, bunch of crows that got spooked by someone stepping on like a branch or something. There have been sort of the soft sounds that came from the town, but that sort of filtered off as you got closer. And these are different. You start to hear voices, different timbers, different ages, different languages, some familiar, some not, still faint. But you also hear music and laughter and the sounds of civilization, but not necessarily in the same way. And Oleanna sort of stops and looks up. And if any of you choose to look up, you can see that the trees have all come and arched in together. And they've sort of almost formed this tunnel of sorts. As they've gotten close enough together and grown close enough together that they've formed this sort of sheltered in space. All right. Let's go. And the two of you that she has by the hand, she pulls you forward into the tunnel. I
go to, like, I'm still, like, pretty committed to, like, staying close, so I come to.
She's not walking fast. She just sort of stopped, almost as if she was kind of admiring the nature of how this had sort of grown into itself.
Blonsky is very close to you. He does want to hold your hand, but he is just not doing it.
But he
won't.
Carter will extend his other hand back.
Nope, he doesn't do it though. No, he's not doing it. Like, he does, like, deep down want to do it, but he doesn't take it. He, like, slaps it away.
Very rude. Now, come on. She gets
Carter is just letting her pull him.
Yeah, she gets this really bright, excited smile on her face. And you all, again, see that it's still kind of unsettling, but you are sort of getting used to how she just glows from inside. Let's go. And she pulls the two of you she has by the hand forward, and you enter into this tunnel. And that is where we will end, as you are entering into a domain of Fae. I am so excited. I have also been very excited to have all of you here with me again. I am so excited. So very excited. This has been Hallow Rock here with Nerdsmith on Nerdsmith Presents. I am Lane, your wonderful but humble GM for the next several weeks as we continue this wonderful game of ours, and these have been my players. Please, again, introduce yourselves, players, and plug your pluggables as you will.
I'm Benjamin Gray. You can call me Ben. I am part of Roleplay Retcon, a podcast that remakes like really infamously bad movies. We just started, the last episode just came out yesterday. We started on The Spirit, 2008, The Spirit, directed by Frank Miller. Lost about tens of millions of dollars at the box office and has about 14% on Rotten Tomatoes right now, I think. So we just started that playing a game called Noirlandia by Evan Rowland. Yeah, I think that's it. Oh, also, hi, Jinsey and Alex, my friends that make the podcast with me.
I'm Kyle, he, him pronouns. You find me on Instagram at grain-squared. I post a lot of pretty pictures of bread. Just got through baking a bunch of banana bread and focaccia and sourdough. So it's been a busy few days. But yeah, you can see all my pretty pictures on Instagram. I've been in a few podcasts on the network, and you should check them all out because they're all great.
And I am still Maury, and I am Memento Morrigan everywhere that counts, with the exception of Twitch, because Memento Morrigan was taken.
Oh.
And I am way too gay for this. Like, just everything that's happening in this storyline, it's a time. I am joyfully suffering.
And again, I am Lane. I am your GM for the next 4 weeks, I believe, actually, at this point. I am Nerdsmith's resident goth historian. You can find me everywhere under Goth Maureen. I'm also often here on Nerdsmith doing all sorts of fun things. Please continue to hang around. We've got many awesome things happening. Tomorrow night, we have the Dragon's Crown. Super excited to see how that goes. I never remember what time that is. Check on Twitter or on our Discord if you need that information. And then next week, Monday, we have Discover RPG with a super fun guest. And that is what you can find us coming up to next. 8:30 Central. Thank you, Franz. We love that. But yes, thank you everybody again. Goodbye.
Bye.